I'm here today with Marty Stratton, executive producer of Doom from id Software, and Hugo Martin, creative director at id Software, and we are taking a look at some new Doom hotness. So I think we want to kick things off by kind of taking a look back at, the game's been out for about 4 months now, and you guys have still been working hard on it. You want to share some of what you've been working on?
Yeah, we've really, for us, it was awesome to get the game out. We'd spent so much time, working so hard as a team, really to get Doom in the hands of the fans. It was a real labor of love for us. And launched it. Everybody kind of took a breath and then turned the page to really kind of working in support mode. So our very first update that we put out, really right after the game came out, we added some fun things. Photo mode was one of the early things where you could go in and take some really great screenshots. We've seen fans just do amazing things online with the photo mode. Center gun placement. If you're a classic Doom fan, that center gun placement is something that the people really enjoyed seeing come out. And then we started releasing a bunch of free updates for both multiplayer and for SnapMap, which again, we got the first stuff out right around the time of QuakeCon. We have a kind of a capture and hold mode that we call Sector. It was one of the first game modes to release, along with another mode, a one flag CTF mode called Exodus, and then we released a bunch of stuff for SnapMap to support SnapMap. If you're not familiar with SnapMap or haven't played SnapMap, it's really kind of a two-pronged approach to user-generated content. You have people out there that are making tremendous content, single-player stuff, co-op stuff, multiplayer modes. It allows people to really go in and use a lot of the assets that you see in the game, the guns, the kind of visuals, to create your own game modes. You connect things with logic, and can really kind of create a whole bunch of different things. So all of our SnapMap content is free. We released Hell modules, so you can create Hell themes, a classic weapon wheel, so players can create kind of more single player content, and so that's kind of the creator side. But if you're just interested in playing more content, it allows players to come in and go into SnapMap, go to the SnapMap hub, and just consume content, really any type of content that they want. So lots of free content for that. And then we released our Unto the Evil DLC, which was our first DLC. Included some new maps, one of which we're gonna kind of show Deathmatch on here today. But those were Ritual, Offering, and Cataclysm. We're gonna start today showing some Deathmatch stuff with Cataclysm. So yeah, we've been working hard. We've got a couple more DLCs that we're working on, and then some other stuff that we're gonna give you a sneak peek of today.
You mentioned that we're going to be taking a look at Deathmatch today. When is that coming, or how can we expect to see that?
Yeah, we're gonna be releasing Deathmatch next week. So people don't have to wait too much longer. I know it's been a fan question a lot. Wanting Deathmatch. We see it all the time. People really being excited about it. We have 3 free-for-all modes that are part of our next major DLC, but we've pulled Deathmatch out. And are making that a free update next week, along with private matches, which is another thing fans have really been asking for. So we're going to give you a little preview of all that's included in private match as well. Allows players to set up games, invite their friends, and really play with the settings that they want, using our dedicated servers.
All right. I think before we get into Deathmatch, we want to share that you guys are actually doing a giveaway today.
Yes.
On the official Doom Twitter account, which is just @Doom. And I believe you are giving away some hand-signed copies of Doom.
That's right.
Xbox One, if you want to hold that.
Yeah, you can see signatures are in different places on all of them. So yeah,
hold up too, so you can prove
it. Signed by everybody on the team. Just again, we really appreciate the support of everybody who's gone out there and played Doom, bought Doom, talks about Doom. We love to see it. It's been fantastic since we launched the game. So we got a few copies that are hand signed.
This gem, which I'll let you explain.
Yes.
I'll let you talk about a bit.
This is very few of these, even around the id offices. I think we have four or so floating around the id offices. But these are custom Xbox One consoles, designed in the Union Aerospace kind of colors and skin. It's really, really nice. It's not just a kind of a peel away case. It was custom designed. Just kind of as we would envision it sits in the UAC on Mars. So if they have
the UAC rec room
splattered with blood, yes, this is post invasion because it got a little bit of blood splatter on there. But yeah, if you were to go to the UAC and check out their rec room, I'm sure this is exactly what they'd have up there. So you can win this, and the controller too is custom designed as well with all of the UAC markings and the UAC logo. So these are really cool, and very few of these out there.
Okay, well, be sure to head over to @Doom on Twitter to try to get your hands on one of these, and let's go ahead and start taking a look at Deathmatch.
Yep.
Do you want to share kind of what Deathmatch is going to be this time around?
Just ready to go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so this is it's about as pure gets when it comes to multiplayer. We started off with the retail game included a bunch of team modes. We really put a lot of our focus on the team side of it. Obviously, Team Deathmatch is one of the favorites out there. One of the internal favorites internally is Clan Arena, and there's just a lot of really good modes that you don't see a lot out there. Freeze Tag is another one that's a fun favorite. Soul Harvest. So we've been really excited about the team side of it, but we know people have wanted Deathmatch. We wanted Deathmatch, and we shifted our focus after launch to really bring this up to speed very quickly. You can see here as we get into the game. All of the customization, we have a fantastic customization system. It's just really also been fun to kind of see the great characters that people are creating with the customization system.
And you probably don't see that as much in the team games. Yeah, because everybody's red.
Yeah, everybody's red and blue. They keep their armor customization in those matches, but the color gets changed. So, but here you get to see all the players. All the players a little taunting there right off the bat. That's rough. One kill, opening kill, guys. This map, if you haven't seen it before, oh, there we go.
I gotta do it fast.
This is a death match of taunting, I think.
I'm guessing this is usually what it's like in the id offices too.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, everybody.
It gets pretty intense though.
It does get intense. We're pretty competitive. So this is actually I mentioned this before, this is Cataclysm, which is one of the Unto the Evil maps. Our team, it's been really fun because we've actually started doing all of the artwork internally on these maps, on the DLC maps. We've been working with Certain Affinity before, and as we finished the game, it was natural for us to start taking over some of the artwork, and I'm so happy with how this map and really all of our DLC maps are coming out. It's really a tribute to the team.
It looks awesome. The skybox is
the skybox is pretty fantastic, I think.
Yeah, look at that. I'm gonna get shot in the back, but that's amazing.
It's great.
So is this sort of a traditional free-for-all deathmatch mode? Just kill anyone you see?
Yeah, very much so. You can see you're using all the guns, all the equipments. There's no demons in deathmatch.
Is that by default?
Yeah, that's by default. If you're obviously running a private match, you can add them if you'd like. That's all supported. But we really wanted this to kind of feel very much like a classic experience, and it's really great fun. It's become actually my favorite mode to play when we play around the office.
And how many players will it have?
It's actually a 10-player mode. All of our team modes are 12 players, but this really it just works. It works great with 10 players. So we made it a 10-player mode. Here, people got the quad damage here. Of course, the power-ups are still a big part. We've spent a lot of time also balancing the weapons since launch.
Yeah.
We've done I think about 3 major balancing passes on the guns, and again a big thank you to everybody out there that posts on Reddit and all the other forums, on the Bethesda forums, talking about what they like and don't like about the guns. We take that feedback to heart all the time, and really try to tweak and tune things so that everything has a an equal chance in the battle.
I think the coolest thing is that we see a lot more hell shots and Hars now. Before, I think those weapons have come a long way. The hell shot definitely is one of my favorites, and it's a really powerful weapon in the game. If you got good aim, it's a high skill weapon, but if you know how to use it, you could definitely do some damage. It's 35 to the head.
And are players limited to certain maps in Deathmatch? Are there some that you have set up, you found that are better for Deathmatch, or is it kind of just like play whatever maps you want?
I think they all work.
Yeah, they're all terrific. But by design, they all work.
Yeah.
So I'm sure people will find their favorites out there. But yeah, all of the retail maps and all of the DLC maps all work with all of our modes, whether they're whether it's Deathmatch or anything else that we're releasing in the past or in the future. Yeah, the Hellshot's actually become a kind of a more popular gun. You can see he was stuck with the flare right there. We did a little tuning pass on that to really increase that. This is my favorite power, of course, invisibility.
Yeah.
Invisibility in shotguns is great. If you haven't seen this map before, for anybody who hasn't seen this map before, it's really it's actually one of my favorite maps now. It's this kind of goes through this portal, and you get both the Hell and the UAC. It's kind of a UAC base that's had Hell seep through these portals and take over, and then you of course go to the Hell side. It's kind of different from anything we had released before.
Yeah, all the Hell maps are just so cool.
Yeah, we've been really trying to, and I think people will see this with DLC too. I don't want to talk about it too much, but we were really trying to push ourselves on the maps for DLC to do some different things, both from a gameplay perspective and visually. Again, we'll be showing off DLC2 stuff, kind of closer to that launch, but we really aren't just kind of sitting back and saying, well, let's just release a bunch of stuff that people have seen. We're really trying to do some new stuff, and it's been fun. We have a lot of fun playing it.
And how many total multiplayer maps are there now?
Counting DLC 1, there are 12, and then we've got 3 more coming up in DLC 2. So it's been we got quite a bit going on there.
I just killed a lot of people.
We wanted to make sure we didn't miss that.
Now.
I think the cool thing about the maps, you said, they all, of course, work with all the modes, but I definitely think that some of them are, they push you to use different weapons. You got, like this one's kind of tight quarters.
It seems like everybody's just throwing each other.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, Deathmatch it's funny because you look out there at kind of the shooter landscape, and it's not really a mode that gets played a lot. Yeah, but I really think it has a. I think people if they jump in, once this is out again, this is a free mode. So if you own the game, you're going to get Deathmatch. If you go out there and you give it a shot, it's really really fun. With our style of play, the speed, the weapons, it becomes a very Doom multiplayer is very much we talk about it around the office a lot. Yeah. Take that back. That's awesome. You just see the there you go. You just see the numbers popping off the head.
What is what's the score limit?
25. I think we have it set a little bit higher today.
Oh, okay.
So I think he set it to 30 or 35. Yeah, win is 30. So we're about three kills from the game being over.
I don't want to.
Yeah, you can see up there we've adjusted the scoreboard up at the top left, so you can see kind of who the first place player is and where you're at against him. So, actually, Hugo's in first place. That's shocking.
I'm always in first.
You're always in first. But yeah, it's really it's super fun. Again, like I said, it's kind of become my favorite. I don't know whether it's I'm definitely not at the top of the pack when it comes to around the office, but there you go, first place. Awesome.
Not too shabby.
That was real, by the way. That was.
Yeah.
They did let
and then
me
of
win.
course on the podium, I don't know if people can still see that, but you get a taunt if you're on the podium. Yeah,
Nice.
people have really become infatuated with the taunts. There's I actually don't even know how many taunts we have in the game
Bunch.
right now. There may be over
it's
100
crazy.
taunts that you can unlock and use.
So did you want to take a look at private matches?
Yeah. We'll jump over and show how the settings work for private match.
I know you said that was a big ask from the community too.
Yeah, it really is.
Check it
It's
out.
something that I think people appreciate and expect. Yeah, go ahead and leave the lobby. All you have to do to set up a private match is go to private match and you'll go to the match settings here. Pretty straightforward stuff to to begin with the maps. If you purchased the DLC, any of the DLCs, those maps will show up and you can invite people who haven't purchased the DLC as long as you're the host.
That's great.
And set it up. Yeah, so it's a great way to introduce people to the DLC. And if you have it, just find other people who maybe don't and still be able to set up a game. All of the game modes, obviously the game modes are free, so you can really set it to anything you want there. Score limits and time limits are obviously settable. You can set longer games, and then you can go into the game settings and really do a lot of the stuff that again people have asked about. You can change the damage, so you can set a damage multiplier, so it can be harder or easier to kill enemies. You can change the demon health. In the world settings, you can actually disable demons, so demons don't appear at all in the world. There's quite a few requests to actually disable demons to get a purer experience. Go back to player real quick. Just want to make sure I didn't see anything there. Oops. So hack modules is another thing. Hack modules are little kind of bonuses you get, you earn through the course of playing. They give you little, kind of activate them at death, and they give you little awareness bonuses and that kind of thing. But again, if you want a pure experience, you can disable hack modules. Equipment being allowed or disallowed. You saw Hugo using the Tesla grenade quite a bit there. Or Tesla rocket, sorry, quite a bit in that last match. If you don't want players to use equipment at all, easy to turn that off here, and even change the recharge rate if you want it to be much faster. In the world settings, here's where you can enable and disable demons. Again, if you're playing Deathmatch, that's disabled by default. There's several modes that have them disabled by default, but you could actually turn them on in those modes. Power weapons, the Gauss, the chainsaw that appear in the you can appear in the levels. You can change those. Same thing with power-ups. Pickups are all the pickups throughout the world. Kill drops are the health and ammo that drop out of enemies when you kill them. Same thing that you can change if somebody has a Gauss cannon and you kill them, you can set it so that they don't drop that, or the power up you saw in the last game. Hugo picked up the invisibility after the guy died. That's that power item drops, and then awareness is really just kind of the icons around players and their names. And then you can change whether or not you set overtime. So
it seems like there's a ton of flexibility there
Yeah.
for really just setting up whatever you want.
Definitely.
Yep, absolutely. And again, this is for we're showing it on Xbox, but of course on all platforms, all of this is released. So we know it's a big thing for PC players as well. They want to set up matches at a LAN party or that type of setting.
And this is all on. This is still on dedicated servers too.
Yeah, it's still on dedicated servers. It's all of our games. When players go ahead, and we'll get the guys to invite Hugo to another match here, so we can show another map of Deathmatch. But while we're doing that, all of our matches take place on dedicated servers on all platforms, as it is. So when you just go in and you find a match. Actually that's brought up a good point. So you can see when a player sets up a private match, you can just go to the change game settings, and it'll show you which of the how many changes were made in each category, and then you can go in and check out which actual settings were set up.
So you get all that arguing out of the way before the match.
Exactly, and the host can of course change that stuff. And then the host just invites friends through the invite friend thing. So again, we had guys at the office setting up the private match here, and they just invited Hugo, and we're back in the lobby. But yeah, when when you go to any match, of course, you're in a you're in a dedicated server, and instead of trying to charge people for dedicated servers or anything like that with this private match stuff, you basically just set up a private match and you're also playing on our dedicated server. So it's not like the host is actually hosting the game on their Xbox. So it'll be same gameplay, same latency, all of that that you would normally expect when you just play on a regular match. I think just ready up.
Okay.
We'll jump into another match here. We're gonna show Deathmatch again on a map that was released. So if you don't have the DLC or don't have a friend that has the DLC that can invite you to a private match, this is Disposal, another
shipping map.
Yeah, shipping map. Also, again, a really cool map. Little bit kind of more, a little bit flatter than the map that he was just playing. Very, I would say a good map for Deathmatch, kind of a classic feel.
Yeah, smaller too, so it's a little bit more intense.
A lot more face-to-face in hallways.
Yeah. It's Deathmatch is a fun mode just to jump into, particularly for players. Maybe if you haven't played a ton of multiplayer so far, you're kind of looking to jump back into it. You played a little bit when it launched, or you want to come back into it, because you get those. You get those. I think kind of slightly easier kills sometimes. There's a skill to kind of keeping your health up, because you basically everybody is your combatant. So you might be fighting. You kind of catch two people in the middle of a fight. You can kind of go in and take advantage of the depleted health. That's a heck of a shot.
And this one looks like one of the more industrial AC maps.
Yep.
No health stuff.
Yeah, this is kind of like a processing facility.
Are all the maps based on stuff in single player?
More or less. Particularly the maps that have been released so far, they're all kind of UAC or hell based. I think people will. That's one of the things I was mentioning when we talk about like kind of pushing outside of those boundaries for the DLC maps. The DLC 2 maps are they're pretty different. They definitely kind of step outside of what people have seen visually and from an experience perspective. Again, we'll be releasing some videos about all of that stuff here in the not too distant future. But
you get both.
we always say multiplayer is very much a lot of it is about kind of how you use those, how you quick switch between your weapons and your equipment. And Deathmatch is really it's a very good mode for kind of forcing that function, because you're kind of because you're not rolling with a team and almost having kind of not a class, but more of a role, playing a role. Having that kind of versatility in your two weapons is something that I think like people should really pay attention to that when they're setting up which guns they're using.
It seems like Hugo's gotten a lot of quick draw kills just switching between those at the last second.
Exactly. It's another gun we've tweaked a lot is the chain gun. You see a lot of people using that online now.
Which of the weapons have seen the most changes since launch, do you think?
Probably this combo right here, actually. The picked combo. Yeah, this shotgun combo. Yeah, there's this going combat shotgun, super shotgun. It's a super fun loadout.
That works.
Yeah, because you basically have the explosive shot on the combat shotgun, and then which kind of gives you that little bit longer reach, and it's pretty accurate, and a little bit of splash damage on that, and then you can kind sometimes quick switch to the super shotgun when you close the distance and get up close. There was some changes that we made to the timing of that switch. We changed it at one point. It was our change was a little too aggressive. People were very very honest about how they felt we needed to move it again. So we did another round of changes to that, and I think we've actually hit a pretty sweet spot with it.
Yeah.
It's still very functional as a quick switch between the two, but it doesn't feel as smooth as it did kind of at launch.
No. I love that there's no distance on the
Yeah,
just enough.
Yeah, exactly. The combat shotgun is it's one of my favorite guns in multiplayer. Another gun we've actually tweaked quite a bit is the heavy assault rifle one he's using right here, and it's a little bit more effective from the hip, which is really kind of what people wanted. I love the combat shotgun and the heavy assault rifle combo, because you got like a really nice long reach of the assault rifle, and then kind of something pseudo explosive, AOE effect with the combat shotgun explosive shot, and then something else with the shotgun. It really is. It's fun to tweak those combinations to really figure out kind of what's best for not only your play style but the mode. Again, when you're rolling in deathmatch, it's nice to have a pretty diverse combination of weapons. Whereas if you're playing like more of an objective mode, like Warpath, you've got a lot of concentrated battles right in the Warpath zone. This, you want to be able to take advantage of opportunities, guys far away and close.
In some ways, it almost reminds me of kind of the old Quake style of quick play and lots of jumping. Maybe not quite as frenetic, but
Yeah.
still pretty quick.
Yeah, we've always wanted the game to kind of have that jump in, jump out type of feel to it. And deathmatch, I mean, there's really no better approach to that. You got 15, 20 minutes in the morning before school or before work, or you got a few minutes at night. It's really one of the best games and particularly best modes, just to be able to kind of jump in, have some fun, and jump out of. Yeah. When he has his this is the static cannon. If people aren't familiar with it, it charges up as you move, so you have to kind of keep moving. It's really a fundamental aspect of Doom is movement. So it charges up, and then you can see like after you shot it, your first shot, once it's charged, you got to kind of wait for it to charge up again from running, so you're always quick switching with it. And once you get back into a mode where you got to move a little bit. Yes, the taunts. They're terrific. And again, you get to appreciate everybody's customization.
Do you want to check out one more map, or did you guys have?
I think we'll probably jump to arcade mode.
Yeah, let's check out some arcade mode. That
yeah.
sounds great.
This is so arcade mode is something that we've been working on for a little while now, actually. We'll need to do a little tech work here and swap over some stuff. So if you hear some knocking around, that's what's happening.
Super high tech.
Yeah, an awesome group here helping us. But arcade mode's something we've been working on for a little bit. If anybody's familiar with how we talked about the game, and certainly if you've played the game, it's Doom is a very acrobatic, kind of athletic game to play, and it is kind of arcadey in a way. So it kind of lent itself just naturally to the idea that an arcade mode could really work and be supported in a cool way. As we got actually towards the end of development, we would find ourselves often around the office, and even throughout development, when we come up to a show like E3 or some big product demo that we had, we would we'd have almost like these competitions around the office for who got to demo the game, because we were always looking for that great run. Hugo often described the game as like Bruce Lee on a skateboard with a shotgun, or we
X Games.
Yeah, X Games. We actually had references in our kind of as we would talk to designers and stuff like that, that were skateboarding and X Games and that kind of thing. We call our arenas skate parks. So we've kind of had this notion that it's a very competitive single player kind of feel anyway. So we we always say around the office, we let the game tell us what it wants, and we know people are wanting more and more ways to play the single player content. So we started our design team started down the path with arcade mode, and really just we've been kind of working through the process on that. As we when we jump in here, we'll kind of describe how the scoring works, but it's kind of a full new pass on the levels. So we went through and removed a lot of the things that would slow you down, like in any of the big kind of, we don't really have cinematic scenes, but there's a couple times in the game where things kind of slow down a little bit, and you get some narrative delivery from one of the characters. Kind of pulled those things out. Levels that started off a little slower. We created a start line kind of at the beginning of the level.
Just focus on the combat.
Yeah, really a focus on the combat. Like the very first level is a good example. People really have talked about how much they like that first level. So you break off the table, and there's some narrative moments and kind of a first arena. But for arcade mode, we start you at the top of the elevator. So you kind of get the 3, 2, 1, and then you're off and running into that second main fight.
How are the glory kills going to work? Because they obviously slow you down a tiny bit, but
Well,
it probably, I assume, give you points or.
You get medals for them, and it's. I mean, glory kills are such an integral part of like the push forward combat system that it's how you regain health. So it's still there, but you're being awarded for it just like you are for like direct hits and multi kills and stuff like that. Kind of the designers really steered into the stuff that you want to do in the game anyway. So we're not really forcing you to do things that you don't want to do. It's mostly enhancing the feedback for the things that you want to do when you play Doom.
Yeah, it's there's a kind of fundamentally how it works is there's a multiplier that you're trying to build constantly, a score multiplier. Basically, every kill gives you is a set score based on the enemy that you're killing, and then there we go.
Hey, arcade mode.
Yeah. Excellent. So once we get the high sign that we're actually up.
Okay, we're good to go.
Excellent. Can people see this screen?
Not yet, but
Okay.
they will.
Excellent.
All right.
So you can set up your loadout. We'll go through the scoring here in a second. So basically, what this is at the very beginning. I should actually say at a high level. You don't have to complete the game. You don't have to complete a level to play arcade mode. Basically, we're making arcade mode available. So you right from the campaign menu, you click arcade mode, and all of the levels are available. We do allow. So when you go in, you can set up your quote unquote loadout. It's not a loadout that's any different than what you do in the campaign. You just get to choose which mods you want on your guns. For players who are familiar and have played the game, you know that you kind of upgrade your guns throughout the course of the game, and then through the use of them you can master them. And what we've done is taken that power that you have at the end of the game and just brought that right into the beginning of this. So all of your guns that you potentially could have on that level, you have from the very beginning, and they're all mastered.
And the same with all the runes?
Same with all the runes. Actually, you have all of the runes throughout. So you really have this sense of it's been fun because people online have kind of said, I felt like a god when I finished the game.
Oh, yeah.
You get that feeling of being like a god, but you actually get it from the very beginning of each of these levels. So it's really cool. And the way the scoring works. Just as an example, so you build this multiplier up that multiplies the value of your kills, and you build it up through various means like doing damage or it drops when you take damage. But you can also build the multiplier up by doing, like, say, collecting pickups. So there's a lot of the things in runes, let's say like Hugo, I think, has vacuum equipped. and that's great for kind of sucking up the pickups that are around at a further distance, which actually helps keep your multiplier boost. So we've really tried to tune kind of the scoring and the way the runes work to be very complementary. So depending on which rune's selected, you're kind of trading off on different aspects of how you would score. So we'll go ahead and jump right in.
2, 1, go.
This is the Foundry level for people who are familiar with that. You can see kind of the additions from a HUD perspective. That was a multi-kill. Getting metals. Yeah. There was a barrel kill, headshot kill. You're getting medals. The medals build on the right hand side of the screen there, and you can see then like the more you collect.
Extra life acquired.
The more you collect in a single, kind of a single medal streak, the higher the bonus is. Extra lives are kind of scattered throughout the levels and almost like trick jump style presence. You can see here, building the multiplayer. Yep. That thing that just exploded right there that's kind of sitting there, just picked it up. It says gold relic bonus 75,000 points. Those are score bonuses that are throughout the levels. That when you shoot them, it's like that kind of saw like a mine sitting in the world. When you shoot it, you basically make the choice to damage it, or if it gets hit through kind of ancillary damage, it explodes and sends a kind of a hell relic any direction within the world. So then you try and pick that up before it deteriorates. It's kind of got like a there's another one of those kind of a deterioration. So there you kind of hit it. Open up. That one's a moving one.
Doesn't count down all the way. It goes from 32 times.
Yeah, it's kind of got a doubling effect. So it goes from 2 to 4 to 8 to 16 to 32. It deteriorates over time, so you do kind of want to keep pushing through. The white outline around some of the guys like that is if we have since we do kind of have put the pressure on you to keep moving, the final enemies in an encounter will highlight with a white, so you can find them really easily and make sure you don't waste time. You can see there actually, even just for that little moment where he picked the key card off the guy, that's kind of a synced interaction, and we go ahead and stop the multiplier on those.
Basically, a time when the game forces you to slow down.
Yeah, we don't want to penalize people. Yeah. We actually don't have this Xbox hooked up to the network right now, but we have full friends and global leaderboards for arcade mode, and it notifies you at the top of the screen when you pass your friends or when you beat your previous. We keep track of your previous high scores on modes or on maps. So you get great notifications when you're beating your score or when you're beating your friend's scores.
Now hold on to that multiplier. Let's go up to 64 or is 32 the max?
32 is the max, yeah. But it's been really cool to see, like, trying to keep it at that max is definitely the key. And then getting those relic bonuses, getting your medal bonuses too. Again, the medals stack up there on the left, so we've got like 4 right now. It's been amazing to I've said this several times, but we spent really like the first 5 days after the game launched just watching people play on Twitch, and so it's been kind of one of the inspirations for arcade mode is the game is very watchable, and we feel like the more we can tie in some of these aspects of competition and leaderboards and challenge and really pushing your high score up and up, it's just another opportunity for people to stream the game and kind of have that more social competitive aspect the
It
experience.
seems like it would be something that would be worth watching, if even just to get tips on
Yeah.
how to keep your multiplier up and how to get the bronze medal, the gold medal.
Absolutely, yeah. We actually one of the players we've watched a lot. There's so many really good players out there, but one of the players we've watched a lot is a player named Dracu. It's his nickname. And we oh, he missed it. You're lucky you landed there. That quick movement there, that was in-flight mobility. Actually, that's one of the runes that gives you a tremendous amount of air control. It's really, really cool. Very fun. But we actually brought Dracu to QuakeCon in Dallas, our big event there, and had him do a kind of an expert playthrough, a nightmare playthrough, because he was doing one of his speed runs. And actually, that's a good point to make here. Like you can speed run this stuff. We really haven't changed any of that, but you're not going to get the bonuses that you get for actually playing. So
Do it with a little flair.
yeah, you got to do it with a little flair. You'd obviously it'd be a great way to keep track of time, but the high scores are really going to be dictated by great play. But watching him play, watching these guys and girls play, it really they just know the encounters so well, and they're so good with their weapons. It's almost like watching an expert multiplayer gamer play. And again, it's just kind of a super fun way to watch the game. And again, like you said, you get great expert tips.
Metal overload.
Metal overload.
That's gonna be a good bonus.
I like that should be a gamer tag.
But spelled METAL, right? Not MEDAL. Metal overload.
There we go.
He's got a pretty good run going here, actually. Yeah, that's it's a good thing to bring up there. The bronze rating. We've got bronze, silver, and gold ratings for the maps that you're always trying to hit. So you know, big goal is to gold medal all of the maps, and you do that by hitting certain score thresholds. I know.
It looks like there's some weapon specific medals too. Like I saw the triple hit.
Good observation. Triple hit is so you can get that actually a couple ways. You've got the triple burst on the is one of the mods on the shotgun that he's been using. He just and then the lock on for the rocket launcher is actually that's for the micro missiles. But that's another good example. But the lock on for the rocket launcher actually uses shoots a volley of 3 rockets. So if you get those, you get that triple hit medal as well. And then of course, like headshot you can get with pretty much any gun. Rockets are a little bit harder to get a headshot with. So yeah, a lot of the medals are tied into weapons or mod combos.
Ooh, are you gonna silver run on this?
I already got a silver. Oh no, yeah, I bet with this last battle.
You can do it, Hugo. And I don't know if we said, but when is arcade mode coming?
Arcade mode's still a little ways out, not too far. It'll be released for free. I actually didn't mention that, just like a lot of stuff we're doing. So if you own the game, you'll be able to download arcade mode. It'll be right in the time frame of the next big multiplayer.
Yes.
Next big multiplayer modes. So we've got Deathmatch, Deathmatch and Private Match coming out next week, and then the next kind of update from us, we'll announce a date here pretty shortly. The next big update will have arcade mode and the next the other free-for-all modes for multiplayer. There's 2 other free-for-all modes in addition to Deathmatch that will be released in that time frame too. So another big chunk of content. We're actually we'll go ahead and bounce out of this real quick and go to a hell mission. Show a little bit more of what we what we've got on arcade mode. A lot of people really liked the Hell maps. So we're going to go to Katinger Sanctum, which is really the first time you go to Hell in the game. Again, if you haven't picked up the game yet and you think arcade mode looks awesome, just pick it up and you can bounce right into arcade mode and jump right to this level. We're not putting any limitations on people as far as needing to complete any aspect of the game. You can just jump right in and start hammering this stuff.
It's very competitive. I mean, in the leaderboard game in the office it definitely gets you going. You know the minute that you blew a gold run too, like if you didn't take something just the right way.
Well, time to reset.
Exactly.
Yeah,
which is cool. I mean, it's like a Formula One race. You know, if you didn't hit turn number 3 exactly right, you got to start over again. If you're going for that like number 1 spot on the leaderboard, and we definitely have like a healthy competition going on in the office.
While we're loading up, let's remind folks to head over to the official Doom Twitter account @Doom to try to get in on the giveaway for the awesome UAC console and some hand-signed copies of Doom for Xbox One.
It's right here.
He's gonna pull it out.
I don't know if I'm on camera right now, but
You are.
there we go. Look at that.
It's awesome.
It's badass.
It's
It's a
amazing.
real piece of hardware.
It's got real blood on it.
We have literally
we've
put our blood
sacrificed the team just to create this console. But yeah, it's really really cool. Nice little giveaway. So he will set up his loadout here. This is a little bit further in the game, so obviously far more of the weapons. Actually, I think you have all the weapons at this point.
Yeah, and they're all mastered too, which is awesome because you're like just you're fully equipped. You're definitely ready to rock at this point.
Mastering some of those was fun during the single player.
Yeah.
I'm a completionist, so I had to master all the weapons and get all the runes upgraded and do all that stuff. And it was a lot of fun. It was like, okay, I guess I'm going to play like this for a little while.
Yep,
and,
absolutely.
Use this weapon that way.
Yeah, I didn't mention that when we were looking at this before, but the runes are all mastered, quote unquote mastered or upgraded as well. So here you go. He's going with vacuum savagery, which is the faster glory kills, and then equipment power. Yeah, increase effectiveness of equipment. There you can see if you can see that on screen the kind of ratings that you can go to, and you can change your difficulty right here. So Hugo's going to play and hurt me plenty, but if you hit the shoulder buttons, you can change to ultra violence. You can use any of the difficulty settings.
I assume there's a bonus for how difficult.
Actually, the scoring changes per difficulty. So if you want the absolute highest score you can get, you would want to play in a higher difficulty. So a perfect run in Hurt Me Plenty isn't going to get the highest scores like a Nightmare Run.
It's cool. Like in addition to removing some of the moments that might slow you down in the regular single player campaign, we also like even some of the puzzles. Like for example in Bloodkeep A, you usually have to wait for these like stones to rise up so you can get across. But we put a jump head there so you could just like it feels like a speed run. Like you could just play it as fast as you possibly can. And it is about that. It's just about. I mean, we think that's what people want to do when they play Doom naturally, is to just kill as much stuff as fast as possible.
Yeah, it was
with as much style as possible.
I could see people who have played the game already and are looking for an excuse to go back to.
Yeah.
Enjoy this. So
You know
just watching you play is making me want to go back again, or play this when when it's released.
We actually, I love the faster word.
Yeah.
So
What's cool is the sound in here isn't too loud, but the feedback in arcade mode is pretty addictive. Like it's obviously it's very arcadey, but
It's that
But
little ding ding button.
Yeah.
it is. It's
like the
that
casino.
Yeah.
exactly that sort of satisfaction that we all get out of like hearing the intense amount of arcadey feedback when we do something, combined with kind of the intense action that goes on in the game. It just feels really good. Just everything you do as a player is really celebrated. Our sound guy Chad Mossholder and the team has done like a really good job, I think, of just making it feel like a standalone experience, something that really gives you a fresh take on the single player campaign. I really enjoyed
The sound
it.
was generally pretty excellent.
It was really badass, but this is cool. It's like we kind of messed around with different sound types too, and I think in the end went with something that was kind of, we call sort of hell tech, sort of sci-fi arcade sounding. I should go for that extra life. I'll do it later.
it's one of the hell levels. It might be this one, but there's a point where you kind of hear these voices.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
it's coming from somewhere, and it's
Yeah.
like when you play with headphones on, it's really amazing.
That's always fun. That thing shoots off in all different directions.
Okay.
I was playing the other day once, and it actually flew off the map. It was like that moment where I'm like, oh my god, I just lost all those
Reset.
points. Yeah, exactly. It was that reset moment.
Nice.
It's really like, again, kind of doing the things that we felt like even towards the end of it was a rare game for us where even at the end of development, like, we still were having fun playing the game, despite the fact of playing it hundreds of hours. And this just kind of feeds into that. We feel like
It is.
people.
Finally, all my practice is paying off.
Yeah, exactly. And it really is fun to watch people play. And I mentioned that we do that around the offices. Watch the streams of people playing, and I mean, it makes you want to go back and try those things. And now that we've associated score with it and leaderboards, I think it's really going to be a cool opportunity to get back and I almost want to see something like this. Esports is such a big thing, and it's that mono thing is definitely the bread and butter of it. But there's something to this kind of thing that I would love to see. Kind of really hit the esports side of things, where it is almost like a skater attacking a half pipe or a skate park.
Like an X Games little competition.
Yeah, exactly.
What I like about it too is, because we went back and forth on this, but like, it's kind of a simplified sort of arcade mode in that we really focused on the things that count, which is basically, as a Doom player, you want to deliver. Oh my god, I forgot to get the thing.
Oh, see, your run is busted.
I was talking. I wasn't paying attention.
You got that guy though.
You got a lot of experience.
There we go.
You really want to do two things. You want to take damage, and you want to you want to deliver damage, and you want to avoid taking damage.
Yeah.
And basically that's how the multiplier works. Is you deal as much damage as possible, and avoid taking damage. When you take damage, the multiplier goes down. When you deliver damage, it goes up. And that's to me, that's really simple. Like nice and simple. Not unlike the way the single player campaign. I mean, we got a lot of people who talked about that, how it felt tight and kind of understandable and simple, yet still nuanced and fun. So I think arcade mode is very similar. And then just going for the medals, like headshots and stuff. I was playing a lot in preparation for coming here, and it's just really fun because you get really slick with. I mean, it encourages in a nice way for the player to play with style. Kill with style.
We need to get that on t-shirts. Kill with style. Doom. And of course, again, Hugo mentioned that the sound isn't loud here, and so I don't know how it is on the stream, but
It's
the
loud.
music, the music. But the music, again, we've just gotten a ton of great feedback, a lot of compliments on the music that Nick Gordon did, and when you're playing in arcade mode, and it's just like you're getting all the like beep 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 of the kills and the medals and the multiplier going up. On top of the pounding music, it really is. It's kind of a totally different experience. So.
You can see the pulse going. I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Even the single player game did.
Yeah.
So I can imagine how intense this is.
There he is. He's up there. That's why we put that white highlight. So it's
Yeah,
too much of
it's not wasting
your
time.
multiplier. Yeah, there we go.
Is there any map in this? Like if he had to bring up a map?
No, actually, we don't have that. It's all about that
This
fast
is-
run.
This is a good case where, like, in the normal game, you would have waited for those to come up, but for the sake of the speed of arcade mode, and basically, I've already blown my gold run because I wasn't playing fast enough. Like, you really want to
Stacking those medals.
you really want to make sure that you kill every guy, and that your run is kind of perfect, so that way you're not blowing your multiplier as you're searching for that last guy. So there is definitely kind of a strategy to the whole thing.
It kind of seems like they're quick enough that you can easily do a couple runs. Like, all right, this can be my practice run. And
Yeah,
without,
definitely.
without investing a ton of time.
And I
like
mean-
you said, like before school or
Yeah.
on your way to work or
Or at work.
We're lucky we get to do it at work.
Exactly. Marty, I gotta check up on
I
the
gotta test.
arcade mode. Yeah, whatever. It is fun. Like we always said during the development of the game, and when we were talking to people about it once it shipped, that we really just focused on the fun. That was really the only thing that mattered in Doom, and this mode really kind of is all about that. It's just about pure fun. And
It's worth bringing up here. When you pick up a power up, it actually boosts your multiplier. So you basically go almost immediately to max multiplier. So you really want to. It's a big part of. Yeah, it's a big part of your planning your run, so that the more you play, the more you know kind of when the enemies appear, where they appear, so that you plan those pickups right at the right moment to get the max value out of your multiplier and the time that you're holding the multiplier.
yeah, because when you're killing things with multiplier, it's definitely a good thing. I probably picked that up too soon.
So will this DLC or the next update will they include new achievements?
Yeah, the next DLC will have new achievements. That'll be the way we do our releases of DLC is we release kind of about a week before the DLC comes out, and again we haven't announced it. It's not too far away, within the next month or two. But the way we do it is the week before the actual DLC drops, we release all of the free content. So we'll have a ton more Snap Map content, some really good Snap Map stuff. I can't even begin to Snap Map is really come a long way. But we have a lot more Snap Map content for DLC 2. That's all free. We'll release the two other free for all modes, in addition to Deathmatch, which is coming out next week. And arcade mode will be part of that. And then the week after that will be the DLC 2 premium content, which includes the new maps that the people haven't seen yet, and a new gun and those types of things. The new armor sets, just like we did on DLC 1.
I have to do this.
Adjusting, and this is not a penalty, by the way. Actually, so when you go in and you adjust your runes, your loadouts during the course of the gameplay, doesn't harm your multiplier.
Let's see, no bronze.
Yeah, I blew it.
Yeah, he's a long way from bronze.
Some of those kills just never get away.
Yeah, no, it's such a good. I don't know. It's just one of those games that even after playing it for hours and hours and hours, it's just so fun to sit down to and just turn up the music and just kind of lay waste to things. It's really good time.
Yeah, that's nice.
Maximum multiplier.
And then the medals, as we're saying, there's a ton of medals. So and they're all. Oh
That
man,
messed up the run.
that's a good place to end, I guess. There's a ton of medals, depending on. Yeah, and they're all valued the same. So if you love getting headshots, you can rack up your medals that way. If you love doing glory kills, you can rack up your medals that way. It's really going to be fun to see the different ways people play it and kind of exploit the systems to get those highest scores. So.
Right. Nice. So I think we are all set here. Thanks again to Marty Stratton and Hugo Martin from id for joining us on the stream, and enjoy some Doom when it comes out. Free update next week, and then we'll hear more about arcade mode coming soon.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much. Thanks to everybody out there that's been playing the game and who's bought it. We really appreciate all the support and
it's been
feedback.
It's been awesome reading all the comments. It's been great.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks.
Thank you.